Hello everyone, welcome to Eco Wisdom by Dr. Aditi. Today I will be talking about the meaning, classification and importance of MSME in India. Now, what does MSME stand for? So, it is micro, small and medium enterprises. So, as we all know that Indian economy is still a developing economy. Of course, we are the fastest growing economy, but still we haven't reached that stage where we can call ourselves as a developed economy. So, in this process of development, the major portion or the major contribution comes from which sector? Then the answer for that will be MSME sector. Now, how do we classify these the various businesses or enterprises that are available around us into micro, small, and medium enterprises? So there is a set criterion for that. So when it is a micro enterprise, then you can only call it micro enterprise when the investment into is up to rupees 1 crore and the turnover is up to rupees 5 crore. So these are known as micro enterprises, which are extremely small in nature. That means the level of operations is on a very basic scale. The number of employees or the workers that are there in such micro enterprises is very limited. However, they still do play a huge role in the process of economic development. Second classification is small enterprises. So, a particular business or an enterprise is said to be a small business when the investment into that business is up to rupees 10 crore and the turnover is of up to rupees 50 crores. So these small enterprises mainly work as a link between the micro enterprises and the big businesses. So they generally produce and supply these what do we say, the raw materials or the basic services or some equipments like that. So which are like the link between small and large businesses. The third important classification is of medium enterprises. So here the criteria is a little different, that the investment has to be up to rupees 50 crores and the turnover has to be of rupees 250 crores. So these are comparatively much well established businesses, and they uh, they have hired a comparatively larger number of employees or workers. So this is it. So we often think that when there is a company or a business which is a small business or say a micro business, how are they in a position to support the country's growth or the economy's development? But when in reality, actually, when they are encouraged or the opening up of the MSMEs in larger numbers is encouraged, then they work as clusters in each and every area, geographical area in the country, and then together collectively they contribute significantly to the growth of a particular economy. In our case, it's Indian economy. So that is how they play their role. So now let's look at the actual importance or the significance or what kind of role is played by these MSMEs. So naturally, the first one is that creation of employment. So mainly MSMEs create employment in the semi-urban and rural areas, because these are the areas which are comparatively economically, financially backwards. So the youth there, so basically the gap in the market is there much larger, so more persistent. So people there, or the young entrepreneurs over there, they establish businesses, or even women entrepreneurs there are more into establishing the small businesses and hiring other women. So that is how they create employment and grassroots level. Second point is contribution to GDP, which is the gross domestic product, one of the most significant indicators of country's economic growth. So MSMEs together, so as a sector, they contribute around 30% to India's GDP, which is actually a huge number. So 30% of our country's GDP comes just from one sector, which is MSME, and this is really a remarkable point. The third one is contribution to exports. So around 45% of India's exports come from MSME sectors in the form of, say, textile products or leather products or some such handicrafts, jewelry items, basic electronics and engineered goods, small items like that. But they contribute almost half, like 45%, to India's exports. And exports are very important because they are like the engine of our economic growth. They bring in foreign currency, so they are of strategic importance. So there again, MSME sector plays a huge role. The third one is the entrepreneurship. So as we discussed that MSMEs give a platform to budding entrepreneurs. So there are many programs like Startup India, where even the smallest of ideas, but which actually seem to be feasible and which actually possess some potential, they are encouraged. And not just like directly on the national level or Startup India, but even like today in colleges or in educational institutions, such ideas are given importance. They are given that kind of a platform, some basic funding, so that it can be turned into some MSME kind of a thing. So entrepreneurship is one of the important aspects of our MSME sector. After that, it's another point is eradicating regional imbalance. So whatever regional imbalance is found, so we know that major enterprises or big businesses or the companies that we see, they are established in certain prominent well famous cities or states in India. So some prominent names are Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, like that. And these are actually the states, or these are the cities which are like the most developed cities because of many things. But the other areas in India are completely unexplored. So people there, when they come up with such MSMEs and ideas regarding MSMEs, so naturally they are catering to the requirements of those areas. So employment expectations, or other raw material production expectations. So that is how these areas which were backward or lagging behind on many aspects are now somewhere gaining getting that exposure and also gaining that importance, because that will be utilized for the exports later, or in general for the production, sale and exports. So that is the another point. Next one is women empowerment. So as we all know that in rural areas especially, women have these small units where they make certain food items or certain processed food items. They pack the whole thing, or they even make some textile items completely run by women. And women mostly prefer to give employment to other women because of their safety issue, or they feel that thing for women, that more and more females and women are hired into such jobs. So women become financially independent through this, and naturally then they get more decision making power in their families as well. So that's why women empowerment is extremely important. So uh, the development from grassroots level basically is facilitated by this MSME sector. So as we know that from exports to contribution to GDP to women empowerment, eradicating regional imbalance, giving jobs to people, everything, the most of the aspects of a fulfilling economy or the successful well established economy are somewhere handled by this MSME sector alone. And that is why this particular sector, or the encouragement towards this particular sector, becomes extremely important in any developing country, especially in a country like India. So this is it. I hope you have understood this topic. If you know any such examples which are MSMEs, then do write about those examples in the comment section, and do like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.